when I come over from the wheelchair, I use how to use it right on. He does it.
Okay,
Just continue to reinforce that.
perfect. Thank you.
Okay, my friend. Back to the middle. Okay. Oh.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Are you
morning.
Denisha today, Deborah?
No, I'm gonna change that. I forgot my daughter
Okay.
used.
Good morning. Good morning, Evelyn. Good morning, Betty Jo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah Myers.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yolanda.
Oh, shoot.
Hey, good morning,
Good morning,
Leilani.
Tammy. Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. Maria.
Morning.
And
Good morning.
oh, Mia must be Ellen.
What's that?
Mia? Who's Mia? Is that you, Ellen?
Yes.
Okay, because I know Ellen is busy going to Menifee for a final walkthrough. So she's in the car. Good morning, Evelyn, too. Okay, let me let some more people in. I have our Rocky theme song because George is doing physical therapy right now in the house. So they were behind me earlier. He walked down this whole row, so the hallway. So the physical
George is in
therapist
the
says that
house.
he is very strong, but needs, needs some work. So we'll work on that. But he's happy to be home. Yes. Hi, Dina. Good morning to you. Okay, let me turn this off.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So let me show the agenda for you here. Let me see. Okay, so welcome to Zoom, first of all. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Being a forever agent, I'm going to play a short video from our CEO, Christy Budnick, in a moment. It's only 4 minutes. And then what's ahead for home prices. And then Ragner's going to talk about how to use ARMs to win clients in a high interest market, because that's where we are at this time. And then we do have several items under housekeeping. And you see that Betty Jo is on that list, Betty Jo, so we'll hear from you. And then I looked at the quote. You know, in real estate, when we are a realtor, we are the leaders in the transaction, because I often think we're like the orchestra leader who tells each of the different instruments when it's their turn. As realtors, we're the leaders in this whole endeavor where we tell escrow when to go, when title, if we have problems with the issues, then when we get the home inspector out, the termite, and a host of other things, a whole team that we work with, and we are the leaders. So this quote is, flexibility in a time of great change is a vital quality. So flexibility is very important. Sometimes we get stuck in what we want only, but we have to be able to bend and be resilient. So anyway, well, let me unshare this and let me just check to see who I need to mute. Okay, let's see here. I don't mind if you have it unmuted, but just look at the background noise. And I know I can't unmute myself because there is people in the background. I don't know if you can hear them, but sorry, but hopefully they're not going to disturb you. So let's take a look at Christy Budnick. She is, as I mentioned, the CEO of our Berkshire Global Network. And the reason I'm bringing her forward is because she has some really good tips for this market time. So let me find it. This is a video that's located in our resource center. And if you type Christy Budnick in the search bar, when you're in the marketing resource, you can look at this. Responding to today, new rules of real estate with Christy Budnick. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me unshare because I have to optimize my screen. Hold on. Okay. That way you guys can hear it. Okay. All right, here we go.
First, you should be as financially prepared as possible, making sure that you obtain a fully underwritten pre-approval from a reputable and well-known lender. A full pre-approval with a strong binder can make a big difference in the strength of your offer. Another consideration is trying to determine what is important to the seller. It may be that they want to rent back for a period of time, or maybe they want a quick or prolonged closing period. Adding these sorts of details into your offer can make it stand out from others. Additionally, there are various contingencies that buyers can choose to waive. They vastly improve their chances. Research has found that waiving the financing contingency, for example, which does remove the ability for you to back out of the contract if your loan falls through, is one of the best ways of increasing your chances. Be sure to fully understand the impact of waiving contingencies before taking this step.
Okay, no, I'm not sure why it's not going down, but anyway.
Just because it's a seller's market doesn't mean that sellers are going to find the process easy. Far from it. More than ever.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to find out who was talking. So let me let one more person in.
Before, those looking to sell their homes must seek advice from a trusted real estate agent. The value of one's home is an incredibly difficult figure to establish in this rapidly changing market. But Berkshire Hathaway Home Services network agents are especially skilled in pricing properties to help their clients get the best possible returns. We've seen some sellers who have tried to push the market a little bit too far, expecting their home to sell for unrealistic numbers, only to have to lower their price, which casts doubt on the property. Listing your property with a Berkshire Hathaway Home Services network member will minimize the risk of this happening to you. It's easy to fall into the trap of making emotional decisions when it comes to home buying. After all, it's your home. To try and avoid this, create a list of must-haves in priority order ahead of time and include locations that are preferable as well as those that you would consider. Provide this information to your real estate professional in advance so that they're able to search for properties that meet as many of the parameters as possible. Just know that it is a low inventory market, so keeping your mind open to a radius around your desired location is important. For example, if you're looking for a pool home in a specific community, you may have to be willing to choose a location outside of your #1 choice in order to get the pool and amenities that you're looking for. With such a competitive market, buyers and sellers need a professional that will manage expectations, establish clear communication channels, and prepare them for each stage of the process. It's essential to find an agent who is highly skilled in pricing strategies and contract negotiation. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services network agents act as your dedicated expert, ensuring that you have experience on your side in order to navigate these novel challenges.
Okay, well, what did you think of that video from our CEO, Christy Butnick? I see Scott shaking.
Very good. I wish I had written down some of her text.
Well, it's in our resource center
Okay.
under marketing resource, and just put in Christy Butnick and look for videos.
Right.
It's the first one that shows up. You know, would you think you'd send this to your client or just for yourself to know?
It would depend. Both would be possible. She is the president of the corporation, so from that perspective, or CEO, so it would, you know, it would be a good testimonial for our agency, but also just the tightness of her words were attracted me.
Yeah, and you know what? I like that you said the tightness of her words, because if we can incorporate and integrate those words for ourselves when we're talking to sellers or when we're talking to buyers, we have the words and we know they're well researched and that it's speaking the truth, because we always want to give people the facts and not the hype out there. So good point, Scott. Thank you for sharing that. And there was a method to my madness of why I wanted to show a Christy Butnick video, because we are having her live on Thursday, tomorrow at 9 o'clock. She's going to be presenting for our Berkshire Hathaway Mulhern group. So you know how we usually have our advanced training every Thursday at 9 o'clock? Well, Christy Butnick will be the one that's going to be speaking to us. And I believe her portion is only 30 minutes. So if you can't stay for the full hour, let's give her our attention. And you know what? I'm sure they might have questions for us that we can ask her. So wouldn't that be great? Hold on.
And she said, I'm glad you can't.
It would be great to be able to, talk to our CEO. And what's so amazing is that, she's been her family was in real estate in Florida. And then so she is now the CEO. And I'm just always impressed with women gaining power. So I would like to encourage all of you to attend. Let me show you the clip to that. Let's see. Oh, where did it go? Yeah. Share, and I have to, where did it go? Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's not sharing, but oh, here it is. Okay. So see, here she is. So she is a special guest speaker tomorrow. And then what I'd like to remind you is that you need to register in advance to get the link. And you know what? One of the reasons is they want to know who shows up. And part of real estate is us showing up. And I would really appreciate if our office can give a good showing for this presentation tomorrow. They chose this date, October 13th, because it is Bruce Mulhern's birthday. So, I know we don't have a connection with that, but it was a very good thought to do. And then I just want to encourage all of you, to look at the emails that you receive, and there is a registration link. And, last time when we had Alan Dalton, I forgot to tell you to register in advance. So if you could do that this time. Yes, Deborah, I will send out the registration link, but you should have got it before. Yeah. But I think sometimes people don't pay attention to everything that they receive from our corporate office. So I'll send it out to you after this meeting. And so after this meeting, please go ahead and sign up. And you know what? Dennis is always on my back to see how many agents show up from our office. So, guys, help me look good. It's just tough with juggling many things. So I just appreciate your participation. But it's also good to connect and hear what Christy has to say. Alrighty, so let me share with you this video from Keeping Current Matters. I do like this particular resource because they do cull information from all over, from many experts, and this is about where our home price is going. And I'm sure that sometimes you guys hear that people are waiting until home prices drop, right? Scott, you were at a recent gathering with the Tri-Counties Board of Realtors. Did they discuss that at all?
No, there wasn't much discussion on that. It was more of the legal stuff.
Okay.
Nothing about market conditions this time.
Okay. So, well, then this will be a good information for all of us to know what's ahead for home prices. So give me a moment, because you know what? I think they realized that I was just doing the gaming to get their video. Now when I did it, there's no sound. So I have to play it directly from the site. So hold on, let me get it. Here it is. Can you see this? So it says, what's ahead for home prices?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start.
And he's gonna walk you through our latest update on where home prices are headed.
All right, thanks, Kate. Let's talk about home prices right now. We started off this with Kate talking about uncertainty and how in times of uncertainty, people follow the certain. I think maybe one of the biggest questions that there's uncertainty around is what's ahead for home prices. Many people asking that. And, when we get that question, we're either going to answer that with certainty or we're not. And my goal over the next couple of minutes before I turn it back over to Kate is to give you what experts are saying right now about home prices and really to give you the best information we have right now relative to home prices. So we'll do that and we'll talk about that. And then before I turn it back over to Kate, I want to really challenge you on what's your story about home prices right now. But we're going to do that for the next few minutes. We'll start here. The root issue of what always drives house prices almost always is supply and demand. It comes from Dave Ramsey. We've talked about that quote before here on the monthly market report. But no doubt, what determines price in any category, it's not just real estate, is supply and demand. Now, the best way to show somebody that we're working with, maybe somebody that has this question, what's happened to supply and demand in this country relative to real estate in the last few months is this graphic right here. The supply and demand ratio in real estate has changed very, very quickly. This is a measure of showings, which is going to be demand, and active listings, which is supply. And let me kind of back this up and show you how I would tell the story if I was sitting down with someone. I would sort of go, the last couple of years during COVID, we saw, a real estate market like we've never seen before. The meaning of home changed, interest rates dropped, and so many people said, now is the time we're going to buy a home because we need something different, or the needs that our family or we have changed dramatically. So what happened? Showings on the left there, that's the demand side, that went through the roof. We saw pictures of lines of people lined up around homes and bidding wars and all that. There was a tremendous amount of demand that was out in the market. And what happened with listings? Listings dropped, right? We've seen sort of a record low amount of homes on the market at any one time, causing bidding wars and price escalations, all of those things, but really showings through the roof and listings lower than they've been in quite some time. And what's happened? We've literally seen the inverse of that, which this graphic represents. Showings down nationally right now, just over 12%, and active listings up over 27%. That has not been the story of the last couple of years. That's an inflection point in our business. And, I think most of us know that. I don't think I'm saying anything that anybody listening right now doesn't know, but here's what I am saying. This is a great way visually to show someone what exactly has happened in real estate and tell that story, help my team tell that story, help, people that I'm working with understand that story. That's critical to this, conversation around prices. So next piece of this around prices is the question, what are experts saying? I'm going to give you kind of a full range of experts. I've got 4 quotes here that we'll go over, I think, that kind of sum up the real estate market. I'll start here with Ivy Zellman, someone that we cover on the monthly market report. She says, Ivy Zellman projects U.S. house prices will fall 4% in 2023 and then another 5% decline in 2024. So Ivy Zellman, sort of this icon in the business saying home prices are going to fall next year and the following year. A couple of things I'll say about that. First, Ivy Zellman projected home price depreciation this year, and we didn't see it. I haven't talked to Ivy. I don't know why she's calling for depreciation this year, but here's what I do know. When somebody like Ivy comes out and says home prices are going to depreciate 4% next year, they get all of the media attention. Now, I'm going to stack her projections up with all the other experts that we follow, and we're going to look at that in comparison, but no doubt, news like that dominates the real estate cycle, but there are people like Ivy saying, hey, home prices are going to depreciate. Let's hold that right there because I'll come back to it here in just a minute. George Ratu from Realtor.com, he says this, not surprisingly, deals are not getting done with the sale of new and existing homes declining for over a half a year, given that demand is cooling due to high borrowing costs. Kate talked about that in rising interest rates, incomes falling behind inflation, and still limited supply pipeline. it's become increasingly clear that prices have to decline to restore market liquidity and balance. Okay, so George saying, hey, no doubt deals are slowing down. I think, anybody that's selling their home, anybody that's buying a home needs to understand the dynamics there and what's important to them. And he says it's become clear that prices have to decline. So let's continue this story. Another person saying, hey, decline in home prices. Third, Mark Fleming from First American. While the market's considered overvalued may need to adjust to the not-so-new reality of higher mortgage rates, housing market fundamentals still support a moderation of annual house price appreciation rather than a sharp decline. So we just talked about Ivy Zellman and then Realtor.com, George there, talking about depreciation. We have Mark Fleming from First American saying moderation and price appreciation. So we're starting to see, experts say a number of different things, some saying depreciation, some saying that, marginal or appreciation, it's sort of anemic growth, very, very little. And we'll talk about that when we compare all of the projections here in just a minute. Last one here, John Paulson, hedge fund manager. We're not at risk of a collapse today in the financial system like before. It's true, housing may be a little bit frothy, so housing prices may come down or they may be plateaued, but not to the extent it happened before is what he's referring to, not the extent it happened in 2008. So we have this range of opinions from experts about the market. Why is this important? A couple of reasons why. First, experts are saying, hey, this isn't 2008. Some are saying, hey, there's been a frothy market where prices in some markets are likely to decline. And then you have some saying, you know what, I think I see prices moderating. So if we start to take this picture, and this is really what I want to communicate to you today, is what's the picture right now of those that are forecasting prices. And what our team has done is what we always do. We take a collection of the experts that we follow, we put them together and say, okay, what does that show us? Here's a look at the 2023 home price forecast. When you look at Fannie and Freddie and MBA and the home price expectation survey and NAR and Zellman there, we talked about calling for depreciation. Well, I want to go back to what I said before. Who gets the press when they come out with something like that? It's somebody like Ivy Zellman, Fannie or Freddie that are calling for 4% appreciation don't get that press. It's the person that's calling for the depreciation that gets that. But if you look at the average of all of these forecasters, including the appreciation forecast, 1.8% appreciation. So if you were to ask me right now, what's the forecast going into 2023 for home price growth? Best case scenario is probably around 2% price appreciation, in home prices. And so I think looking at that and saying, people that I'm working with, people that are thinking about, what's going to happen to home prices, maybe people on my team, whatever the case may be, I want to be able to bring that to them and show them this is what's happening nationally with home prices. Now, critically important to look at the local level where you're at and say, what do we think is going to happen? Now, I want to sort of for a couple of minutes here and talk about what studies have come out relative to home prices in major metropolitan areas. And then I want to break down the home price expectation survey, which I think does a really, really good job of sort of taking this average of what all economists or a great group of economists are saying relative to home prices. So first is Zillow here, appreciation and depreciation going into next year. For the next year, a number of MSAs, metropolitan service areas, think about that as a city or region, depending on the area and their level of price change. What they've come out with is they've said, we believe in 618 MSAs in this country, we're going to see appreciation, 257 depreciation, but most of that 257 in depreciation is less than 1%, 1 to 3%, very marginal depreciation, some in the 3 to 5 and 4 higher than 5%. So you can go, in all of the slides that we use the monthly market report, if you go into the notes, you can grab that study, go research it yourself and dig deeper into that if you want. Here's the reason this is so important. There are forecasters out there talking about depreciation. what happens in a news cycle and what happens as this gets delivered is it turns into everybody's calling for depreciation. And that's certainly not the case. Not everybody is, and not every area of the country. And that would be my message right now. Now, again, I'm going to take it back to the market that you're in. It's critically important to understand that and give your relevant market opinion based upon what you're seeing. So that's Zillow right there. The second one is the home price expectation survey. What do we see here? We see more forecasting appreciation than depreciation. So what the home price expectation survey is, every quarter they survey top economists, top experts in housing across the country and say, where do you believe the market is going? Okay, so if you look at the analyst and the economist and all of those that are a part of this survey, you see more forecasting appreciation than depreciation. But we want to look at those and want to say, okay, that is a reality, just like we saw in the Zillow study. We're seeing that come through. Okay, so we're getting sort of a similar trend here, not to the degree, not everyone calling for it, but we do have people calling for it in the home price expectation survey. They even go out further than next year. They go through 2024, 2025, 2026, and I'll give you the first look at that right now. And what do you see right here? Still depreciation being called for in small slivers in 24, 25, and 26, but more appreciation every year, meaning more and more people being optimistic about the market and appreciation. But at the end of the day, even in this scenario in 2024, 86% of the experts that were surveyed in the home price expectation survey are calling for appreciation, 86, 91, 96, meaning the overwhelming majority of these economists and these experts are calling for home price appreciation. Now, I think the important thing to remember here is what is driving supply and demand. There are dynamics that we've talked about extensively on the monthly market report. The dynamics of supply in this country and new builds coming to market, the reality that we're underbuilt in residential real estate, and the reality of demand, which is driven by the millennial generation right now reaching and moving through their peak home buying years. The largest generation behind baby boomers that are creating a tremendous amount of demand for homes across this country. So before I turn it back over to Kate, here's what I want to challenge you with is first of all, what's your story? What's your story with your team? What's your story with those you're working with? What's your story to yourself? And there's sort of maybe three or a few stories that are out there. First of all, there's the story that, I react to the headlines and I see something, but I don't read the report and I don't go in and dive deep into it to really understand it. And that's why the monthly market report exists, to give you the facts of what's out there. But there are a lot of people right now reacting to headlines and thinking, gosh, I don't know what's ahead, which you can look and see this. Okay, clearly this is what's starting to happen. I'm going to call it the blindly optimistic person or the one that has blind positivity and kind of don't look over there. Let's just look ahead and let's not worry about it. And I don't think that's, a wise way to go about it either. And then there's maybe this third way of, what is my relevant market opinion based upon the facts? We talk about that a lot on the monthly market report, creating a relevant market opinion based upon the facts. You can take all this information I've just talked about with home prices and you can create your relevant market opinion. You can deliver expert advice in a market like this, where it seems very, very hard to deliver expert advice. You just have to be connected to experts. So hope that helps you understand home prices right now, what experts are saying, what's on the horizon for next year, and I'll turn it back over to Kate.
Thank you so much, David.
I'm trying to get back to you guys. Hold on. I don't know how to do this. It's not doing it. Oops. Sorry, people. I am trying to figure out how to get back to the Zoom call so I can see you. Can you still see me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this. Let me see if I can find it in this other section here.
No, I can't see you, Leilani.
You can't?
No,
Were you able to watch the video?
yes.
Okay, hold on. I don't know how to get this thing to, okay, here.
Maybe go to my meeting.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, I'm back.
Good
Thank
job.
what's some thoughts about what you heard this morning from that Keeping Current Matters?
I'm surprised that they're talking about the prices going up. I mean, to me, it's like, seems like there's a downward trend because it was so high for so long. Aren't you
Yeah.
kind of surprised that
Well,
they're
it
predicting
says
that?
we're going up 1.8% compared to over 15% in the last few years. Even
Mhm.
I think we were up over 21%. So it is downward, but they're talking about a deceleration. But what's the good news is that we're not having a market crash and we're still going to see appreciation. So home ownership is still a good investment. But you know, it's just that we got spoiled with 127,000 over list price, right?
Yeah.
So we're just kind of moderating out in this marketplace. So I think we need to find out what is our story that we're going to share with our clients and how are we going to share that. But it's good for you to know what's going on. And I don't know, maybe Miguel, you're there because I know you look at the MLS on a pretty regular basis. And what are you seeing in home prices from your research? Are you able to share? Yeah, hi.
Yeah, yes, hi. Good morning to everyone. Yeah, so for what I see right now, because I've been working at different sides of the in 3 different counties right now, which is Orange County, Los Angeles County, San Bernardino County, and Riverside County right now. And Riverside County, I see like it's been right now some kind of adjustment, not depreciation, but adjustment in the price. Houses, they tend to stay a little longer than what it used to be before. But don't get it wrong, they still going above asking price. And at least 3 to 4 offers on the properties, yeah.
Oh, well,
As a matter of fact, like a house, I make an appointment to see a house for one of my clients tomorrow. And the agent just called me back a few minutes ago to let me know that the house get 5 offers and it went 150 above asking price.
150,000?
150,000 above asking price.
Wow, I thought those days were gone.
No, they still in. Yeah, it just depends on the areas and everything. Because I see many of them, and also depends. I think the property. Because the house that they call was in Culver City.
Mm.
So yes, I see like many houses that they reducing the price, that they adjusting, but they're mostly like condominiums, townhouses. But single family residents, they don't reduce any price and they keep going up. They still going up for the asking price. Yes, they stay a little longer than normal, but there's no signs of like losing value or like going down. Yeah.
Well, thank
Or
you.
my experience, yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you, Miguel. Yes, everyone, this is from Miguel's experience because every marketplace can be a little bit different. And so he was saying on the video that all the MSA market service areas are the big communities, but they're, you know, finding appreciation. But we don't know where I think Southern California might be moderating, but not depreciating greatly. So that's something we need to just be aware of as we talk to our clients. And then I'd like to say, though, if you're going to put a house on the market, make sure it is market ready. Don't just slap it on there into the MLS. That means that you need to prepare the home so that it looks like a model. Because, you know, buyers are picky and they're becoming more picky today because they have more choices. So it's not just about making the commission right away, but really marketing the home in its best advantage. And that means writing great descriptions, taking wonderful pictures, adding that virtual tour so that people can view it during, the evening hours or early in the morning if they can't sleep. So it's taking more work. In the past, it sold very quickly, but now we have to do that extra to make sure that we market the home. So I'd like to turn this over to Ragnar. Ragnar, you have a topic for us, how to use ARMS to win clients in a high interest market.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I definitely want to, hi, Deborah. Deborah always just makes me smile. I love it. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, I definitely want to address what was shared with Keeping Current Matters. Extremely relevant and definitely a tie-in to what I want to talk about today. I just want to start off by asking a few questions here. It's just really quick raise of hands or I did or yes in your chat. Take yourselves back to when you first purchased your home several years ago, 10, 20, maybe 30 or 40 years ago. How many of you guys refinanced your mortgage within the first 10 years?
I think I.
Yeah. How many of you guys refinanced your home within 7 years? How many of you guys refinanced your home in 5 years? 3 years. There you go. Thank you for your honesty, right?
How about 4 times in 1 year?
There you go, Scott.
Scott.
There it
You know
is.
what, Scott, you were really good at telling us there's a 2.25% interest rate out there.
Wow.
There you go, Scott. Thank you for your honesty. I was waiting for someone to say that, right? And well, look here. On a serious note, the fact of the matter is this: no one really holds on to a 30-year fixed rate. Okay, really, at the end of the day, it's not practical. And I'm saying that as someone in my late 30s who owns a home now. I can't believe it. I'm ashamed of this too, in a sense, but I refinanced my loan 3 times in a year and a half.
Whoa.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, Scott. I mean, I'm right with you right there, right? And
Scott's still the winner.
yeah, Scott is still the winner. Yeah, I got you on Starbucks. No, but to drive this point that right now, as I was wanting to, so we're gonna be having Leilani, if it's okay, a lunch and learn later this month. And it's just, I really want to cover, this winning mindset, right? And because I'm in the same battle that you guys are. And right now, media, news, every single news outlet there is, all your social media, everything is just like, it's bombarding us right now, whether you like it or not, right? What are interest rates? You don't think of a number, you think, oh, interest rates are high, right? That is a common response I get from every one of my clients when I sit, with a consultation or just passing by, having a conversation with someone is, man, interest rates are just too high. It's ingrained, it's embedded in us right now. And you know what? That mindset as professionals here, as lenders, as realtors, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna help, right? And so this is me personally, this is in my own practice right now. For the better part of about 2 to 3 weeks right now, I decided to make a switch. I stopped saying when interest rates are high, right? Is it the truth? Yeah, it is the truth. Am I lying? No, I'm not. Because there are products out there that have below market rates, right? So every company is going to tell you rates are in the 7s, and every news media, everything, marketing is going to tell you rates are in the 7s, in this high 6s. I go around saying rates are in the 5s, right? And how do I go out there with that audacity to say that with such confidence, right? And really confidence and just sincerity, because it's true. Because there are products called ARM rates, right? And what is an ARM rate? Unlike a pick and pay or interest only or whatever else they offered back 12 years ago before the market crash, 14 years actually, right? So are adjustable rate mortgages. Okay, so for the better part of the month and a half, I've come on and I talked about rate buy downs, temporary buy downs, 3-2-1 buy downs, so on and so forth. While that's still, you know, a very plausible, a very, you know, a good solid option, I wanted to just talk about ARM rates, right? So ARM rates are adjustable rate mortgages where it's your payment is amortized over the 30 years, like a traditional 30-year fixed loan. Okay. However, for the first, I guess, introductory term of, and ARMs usually come in either 3, 5, 7, or 10. Okay, 3, 5, 7, or 10. For that introductory term, okay, your interest rate is fixed at a lower, a discounted rate. Okay, so for a real life example right now, rates are in the 7s right now. Okay, let's just quote a 7% on a 30-year fixed rate, 20% down, 740 FICO score, SFR, 7%. Could be higher actually in many other lenders. If I was to have that conversation with a client and introduce them to ARM product, I'll be selling a 5.125 ARM rate on a 5 years. 5 1/8 sounds a heck of a lot better than a 7%, right? And we're talking, depending on the loan size, we're talking about a $300 to $400, potentially even a $600 difference in the monthly payment. That's huge, right? Instead of going up to saying someone, hey, your payment is $2,400, you can now say it's $1,900, right? So now the pushback I get is, well, it's only for 3 years or 5 years or 7 years or 10 years. Well, and I go, well, do you plan on not like refinancing or moving or cashing out or selling your house, or, right? There's just so many things, right? As a lender, from a lender's point of view, we're doing this for 12 years now. Let's see, job relocation, divorce, second marriage or third marriage, additional space needed because of children, less space needed because of children, empty nesters, retirement. I don't like California anymore. I'm glad I'm in Southern California. I need to pay off all my credit card and do a cash out refinance for debt consolidation. I need to, I want to cash out to do home improvement. I just list off about 8 or 9 different things right now, reasons why people refinance over and over and over again, right? So what I didn't share with you guys is I've owned my townhome for 5 years. And in a year and a half, I refinanced 3 times. But in those 5 years, I've already refinanced 5 times.
Wow.
Right now, I encourage, the message isn't to refinance, but I encourage, I keep the same term. So I'm on a 25-year term right now. But in any case, yes, ARMs. You don't know what life is going to come at you with, right? Where situationally you're going to be called upon to do something, need more money, whatnot, sell the home, move out of state. And so having a 30-year fixed rate really isn't to your advantage. Now, why didn't I preach this 2 years ago? Well, I didn't preach this 2 years ago because the 30-year fixed rate was in 2%, 3% rates, right? I mean, those were just historic low rates, right? And so, yeah, you want to lock in that historic low rate for forever, right? For the 30 years. But coming out of that type of rate environment, and just in about any rate environment, really, I firmly believe in the ARM product. Because again, for the reasons I said, most likely you're not going to not refinance your mortgage for 5 or 7 years. It's going to be somewhere in between that time. Orange County Association of Realtors, OCAR, they came out with a publication. I was looking for it so I could share with you. In 2020, an average homeowner in Orange County refinances every 3.3 years. Okay, that's basically 3 years and 3 months, right? Or 4 months, or yeah, whatever it is, right? So people do refinance that quite often. So the message to you guys, the takeaway is this, is when you're out in the marketplace, and obviously you have a lot of roadblocks right now, right? Because clients are just like, I want to wait, I want to wait, I want to wait. Interest rates are high. Go into the market, go into your sphere, go into your farms, go into your conversations with, no, rates are 5s. Okay, rates are mid 5s, low 5s, instead of the 7, right? And kind of addressing the video that was shared, if properties are depreciating 4%, who cares? It's just 4%, right? On a $500,000 house, what? That's 480 now. It's 20,000. What difference does that make, right? Knowing that, one, look at this. If you're renting in 10 years, you're paying $2,000. That's over $200,000 you'll never get back, right? You have to flip the switch or the script right now. You have to see things for the positive, present the positive, present the advantages, the benefits more so than ever before. And I'm doing the same thing right now. I have so many clients right now. I'll be honest. I am not, I'm having very slow months right now. Being brutally honest right here. Rogner's being transparent. The past 2 months have been pretty difficult. I have a bunch of pre-approvals just sitting in our system in Compass, and I'm having literally tens of conversations every week, and they're not budging. And I'm just like, I'm just doing this every single day. Because like that presentation said, in Keeping Current Matters, worst case is 4% depreciation, right? Like, you're gonna recover that in probably 1 month in Southern California next year or the year after, right? And if all else fails, your house doesn't appreciate, well, guess what? You're paying into something that's an asset, and so you'll recover that. You'll at least have a free and clear house, right? So this is the narrative. I'm changing the script, and I'm trying to beat it home. It's hard, it's hard to change perception and perspectives, but you just have to have that conversation. Largely, that's what the lunch learn is going to be about. To just kind of go over all the stumbling blocks and how to overcome opposition.
I was going to lunch and learn here.
Yeah. So again, if you guys have questions for the ARMs, I will say this as a last thing. Not many lenders, or how I should say, not all lenders are offering ARM products, because in the secondary market, and I won't get too deep into this, just understand that in the secondary market, it's not the most attractive buyback right now. Okay, investors are just so weary of what's going on in the marketplace that it's not a very attractive investment for investors. And so there are lenders that are not really offering ARMs. We have at Evolve, we do have our proprietary ARM products that we underwrite based on DU guidelines, or Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guidelines. So it's been my team's, what's left of us, most popular product, as it is around actually the company right now, in addition to our medical products. Our medical products actually are ARM products too, as well. So if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ragnar. There was a question in the chat, and I think it's from Deborah Little. Ragnar, do you have an ARM product at 100% financing?
Yes, for medical professionals only. If you have a secondary degree in a medical profession, not a nurse, unfortunately, again, we're working on this right now, but not nurses and RTs, but for doctors, PAs, nurse practitioners, dentists, optometrists, pharmacists, most extensive list in America, optometrists, I don't know if I mentioned that, but chiropractors, you can get an ARM product at 100% financing, 0 down payment. Okay, so reach out to your medical professionals.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Ragnar. I think you're right about changing our mindset in how we look at things, because we're looking for solutions and not just focusing on the problem, because there is an issue, but we can always find a way around it. And I love how you brought up the fact that we do refinance more often than we think. So, but we get so stuck on that 30-year fixed rate that it's hard for us to even look outside of it. So your lunch and learn, we can discuss more fully how to get our buyers to say yes, and in the way of how to approach them and share with them our expert knowledge. So thank you for that, Ragnar. Just moving along with the agenda, housekeeping. Vicki Heddish told us she had some leads from NODs, And so about 5 people reached out to me. So I sent out those leads yesterday. I apologize for taking so long. I got a little distracted, but they went out. So when she gets me a new list, if you are interested, I will give you the area that you want. Unfortunately, you know, like I know people wanted Chino or Chino Hills, but there was only one NOD. But that one NOD, if you keep on top of them, perhaps they can sell in the future. Who knows? But it is a matter of consistency and letting them know what you can help them with. As we already talked about lunch and learn. And then Betty Jo, you are with the 2023 calendars. You want to share?
Yeah. The calendars, the price has gone up a little bit. I was surprised. It really didn't go up as much as I thought, because when she said that her costs have gone up 60%. They've been hard to get magnets and so on. They've condensed the selection of calendars just for their own cost. I guess they don't have to keep as many in stock. So there's excuse me, a lesser amount of selection of calendars. The calendars, the economy and the original are $38. She said she combined the price. So they're both the same. Economy and original, $38 per 100. The recipe ones, which are very popular, are $40 per 100. I think last year they were 33 or 31. So they may have gone up $5, which isn't too bad. But also there is a special going on with sealers. And these are just little, you know what, she called me during the meeting. So I was just talking to her. These little sealers are just little rectangular shaped things with little quotes on them, little inspiring words on them. So you get, I think, 2 boxes till the end of this month. You will get them free with your calendars, with your orders. So that's till the end of this month. The prices on the coding, which we will get a discount if you enter the code when you order, that goes on as long as we order. Okay. And to get the free shipping, you order at least 2 boxes of 100 each. So then you'll get free shipping, and then you'll get those 2 boxes of those free sealers if you order by the end of the month. And you can have them sent to your own home, again this year. So that's good. I think what else she said. Oh, they have notepads. People who didn't buy the other notepads. I don't know if I should bring this up because I know you want to do the notepads. But if you want just 100 notepads, excuse me, it's $40, which is pricey compared to what you can get for 1,000, right? But if you just want a small amount, she is doing notepads for 100 for $40. The year at a glance is I think $30, which is just a rectangular shaped card, a magnet on the back that has every month of the year on that. The other calendars are $38 or tear off month-to-month calendars. So you can call, I think you have the instructions. I think you'll be sending them out, Leilani.
I will send them out.
Yeah, and it gives you the code numbers. And when you get to the, I think it says the seller's box or something, put in the office and my name as the contact. So that's all in the instructions. And what else?
Thank you, Betty Jo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Thank you.
it's an inexpensive way. And I think, Scott, you usually send yours out around Thanksgiving, right?
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea because you avoid the Christmas card, because Christmas cards come out in December right before New Year's, and then people kind of dismiss the calendar because they're getting the Christmas cards. So November is a really good time around Thanksgiving and saying thank you to clients and friends. So I just want to put that little bug in your ear. So order it now so you can get it out by Thanksgiving time, and then you'll stand out from the crowd. Okay, Deborah Myers, are you still on the call? Were you able to go to the Chamber of Commerce meeting today, this morning?
I was there, Leilani.
Oh, Deborah Little. Yes. Okay, Deborah Little. Good. You woke up early then.
Yes. Beverly texted me and I said, okay, Beverly, let me see if I can make this happen.
Okay, well, you made it happen.
Yes. And I got like 6 additional cards from the first time I went in September 21st.
Wow.
Business cards. And it was a little more positive for me. They're having a, they mentioned a business expo and remind us about that. They're having a doggy contest. And who are Deborah Myers? I know you have a doggy, huh? They're having a vendor contest where you can dress your dog up. The deadline is October 24th to apply. I have the information if you like. And they also have a shredding event, but I don't remember the date. And I try to reach out and get that date. But they're having a shredding event, and that's going to be in Ontario, somewhere in Ontario. But they
Sorry,
only
I've been
want you
having
to.
trouble with my speaker.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Deborah Myers. Deborah Little is finishing up the report. Go ahead, Deborah Little.
Okay, but they're going to limit your shredding to 3 boxes, 3 standard boxes. They're going to have a veteran event on 9/11 for those who want to have some claims and or assistance in the vet for veterans. That's going to be from 10 to,
11/9.
yeah,
November. Okay.
November 9 from 10 to 2. They also having a networking event at the Mission Inn.
Okay.
And that's 10/26. But that's not the chamber. That's another vendor there. They're having a networking event. And Deborah Myers and Brendan, if you want to go next week, they're having a special breakfast. So one of you guys can't go because I'm going. No.
Okay, special breakfast. Well, you know what? Thank you, Deborah Little, for your report. But what I really want to say is that, look at all these networking events that Deborah just rattled off just very quickly. That is something that we need to connect with people. And so being part of the Chamber of Commerce is good. We can be present at these different networking events, and most of the time they're free and they have food. So, and then it's an opportunity to pass out your cards or even your share card number 88500, text whatever, so if you forgot your cards, you have your share card that you can connect with people. So thank you for representing Deborah Little. And then Deborah Myers, was she there? No.
My pleasure.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. So Beverly, are you able to talk? We see you. Is your microphone on? I don't think you can. It's not working, Beverly. Okay. So I think what Beverly's trying to say is that our business expo is coming up on October 22nd. And it's from 10 to 2, but needing help to set up early. And so she's getting people together to be part of this event. Again, this is a networking event as well. And it is very festive. There's a lot of people who show up. It's at the shops. So, I went one year and right across the way was the Brighton, and I went shopping too. But there is just an opportunity to connect with folks. And we're working on getting those candy gloves. So Beverly will be in touch with you, I'm sure. And then, as I mentioned this earlier, is that Christy Budnick will be with us this tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I will send you that advanced registration link after this meeting, along with the calendar information that Betty Jo got for us. So if you could take a moment to fill out that advanced registration to get that Zoom link, I would really appreciate it. And I think it'll be great for us to meet our CEO, because I don't think, what we'd love to meet is Warren Buffett, right? But she's right up there. So anyway, thank you all for your attention, and we will see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And continued good luck with all your different workings out there. And if you need me, you can call me. I always answer my phone. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Ragnar. Hi, Brian. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Always a
everyone.
pleasure. Bye.
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 Take it easy. Thank you. Beverly, we got to work on your thing. Stay on for a while and we'll try to work it. Bye, Maria. Take care.
Thank you. You too, Leilani.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Beverly. So let me turn off my music now. All right, Bev. Can you try, see what Aaron did? Is there like a microphone? You see the microphone? Can you click on the caret? Oh, wait, let me stop my recording, okay? Hold on, because I don't want this to be recorded.